Do you ever have any weird dreams?
Yeah, I have really sort of apocalyptic dreams, which was one of the reasons I wrote an album called Apokalypsis. Um, yeah, I often have dreams that are very like end of the world, very big and very um, intense by the way of like life and death and things ending. Um, I'm sort of obsessed with death in a way. I think because I haven't really experienced death of someone close to me, which really scares me, you know, and I think that it's something that I explore a lot because of that. What do I think of goth music? I think that goth is probably the most overused genre term in 2011, and it definitely got applied to a lot of bands that it didn't, specifically apply to. I kind of started using it a while ago as like only a half serious thing, as sort of some sort of like aesthetic of uh, bringing elements of cinematic darkness into the music, but I don't really even know what goth means, to be honest. I'm not good with those specific terms.
Tell us how you made your first record.
The first record, I got my old 8-track recorder back. It had been just like in the closet at my parents' house for a while. And I started going around with different friends and just writing like one-off songs.
The details of the instruments and of the vocal harmonies are extremely pristine, but surrounded by all this tape hiss.
Yeah.
Was 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 that a self-conscious choice to contrast those two things?
Yeah, I'm always interested in contrast, and for those first two albums, I was definitely interested in creating a sort of atmosphere, whether it be like beautiful or chaotic, and then kind of like injecting the voice into that or on top of it. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely purposefully made an album on that 8-track because it was something that I had been using for years. And previously to that, I started working with people who really wanted me to be like this polished kind of, singer-songwriter, pop star kind of thing. And I let that happen for a while and just realized that it was like not me at all. So I needed to kind of start from scratch and go back to the 8-track where I used to, record all my songs and just made a whole album on there just to kind of see if I could do it and see how, it would be received in the world.
When did you get the idea of wearing a veil during your shows?
At one point, I was playing a solo show and I hadn't played a show in a while, and I had a lot of the newer songs that were kind of a sense of mourning about the way the world is and the state of things, and I kind of just wanted to add a visual aspect to that for the live show, so I decided to, wear a sort of funeral march outfit with like a long black veil and a long black dress, and I don't know, something about that felt really good and comfortable being on stage. Part of it was like the actual barrier of the veil and being able to just let go of the fact that there's a bunch of people, sort of watching me, because I am very shy and have some issues with that.
What's one of the songs you were writing at the time that was funereal or that was about the state of the world?
Um, well, one song I wrote for the Grime Glow, the last song on the album called Widow, was just about a friend of mine who had gotten really messed up and lost one of his legs, and because he was driving drunk, unfortunately. And so one of the songs is about that. Actually, a lot of my songs are about car accidents and about just the way that people interact with each other, and how those things become important or unimportant in times of tragedy.
What's the song Half Sleeper about?
Yeah, that song's actually, it's sort of supposed to be like a painting of sorts, like a slow motion kind of feeling of what it would be like to die in a car accident. Like sometimes you'll be driving and you're fighting with someone or something and emotions are high, and you imagine like if things ended in that moment, like everything that was negative becomes unimportant, and the only things that are important in that moment are the good moments and the love that you had between you, and yeah, it just kind of puts things into perspective. For Apokalypsis, I wanted it to have a more open feel, but it was still more of a sense of end times and of like really grand concepts and things like that. So I didn't want it to have too much of a personal feel with me. The album cover of Apokalypsis is sort of supposed to represent the moment of epiphany, like the whited out eyes and that moment of like realizing and seeing the truth in things. So there's more of a sense of openness there for me, and I think finally I'm sort of starting to become comfortable, just kind of in my own skin and comfortable with the fact that some of the newer songs are more personal. So I think my future aesthetic will have more of a personal touch to it.
Tracks.
Yeah, Tracks is the only love song on Apokalypsis. A lot of that record was kind of inspired by the time that I was reading Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand, and there's like a moment in there when the main character is looking down the train tracks and kind of thinking about her one true love and the person that matches her ideals and her values. And I wrote that song about that moment.
Like the two rails going down to the horizon.
Yeah, it's a pretty literal representation. So yeah, I've kind of been into tributes lately because when I was younger I wouldn't really listen to music or discover new music or artists, and lately for some reason, maybe it's because I finally got a record player set up and I've been listening to more music than ever, and I'm just discovering artists and people and musicians, comedians like Bill Hicks, and I just sort of have been inspired to do these tributes to them and to the greatness that they've provided to the world and to the sort of inspiration that they've provided for me. I did a EP that was basically using all rudimentary Peni lyrics. I discovered them recently and sort of became obsessed with this sound of the vocalist and the words that are behind it, and I kind of felt possessed one night and just made 5 songs using all rudimentary Peni lyrics without even listening to the original songs of some of them, so it was kind of just like a random interpretation. But one of the songs I performed, and it's called Echo.
Do you have a favorite Bill Hicks routine?
I really love when he's talking about how he wants his rock stars dead and how he wants that sort of like insane passion on stage, and that's something that means a lot to me too, to really be in the moment and be present and just kind of let yourself go on stage. So that was something that was really important to me when I saw that, and it really clicked with me. So yeah, I think that's my favorite piece.
He also has a routine about hunting down and killing Billy Ray Cyrus.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh yeah, no, that is vintage Bill Hicks.
I can imagine he